strike to me as hilarious because the one thing that nobody's really talking about with it is that the reason it's gone on for as long as it has, 5 months or something like that now, is because of the AI complaint that they have. Because these writers know that their field will be completely
Mm.
decimated by AI, and so they're asking the studios to commit to not using it, which of course they're not gonna do.
No.
Um, when you have 50 writers in a room, AI and by 2024, AI will be able to replace 45 of them, and you'll have, like, your 5 best writers who will take the AI script and then punch it up and edit it and fix all the little weird goofs or gaffes that are in it. But their job, we're witnessing in real time. Like, they better learn to code because
Yeah,
they're
I
not.
will. No, no, no. They better not, because AI's gonna be able to do that too, man.
Yeah, that'll do that too, actually. Right. Yeah. So it's it's a wild time. We're going through, I don't know if it was in the 80s or something, like the desktop computer. Like AI is going to have a bigger impact on the workforce than the desktop computer. Like people are gonna, entire industries are going to be obsolete like
Mhm.
this year because it's iterating that fast and it's getting that good at what it does.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, new industries will be created and opportunities will be opened up. I'm a big
Mhm.
believer in creative destruction, but you also don't want to be too optimistic because that can border on naive. It is possible that AI will just end up decimating so many career fields without giving new opportunities to create more, that a lot of people will be out of work. And it's going to be a very long time before any new industry develops for them. That's going to be a massive social issue. I mean, and I
Mhm.
can't even begin to speculate on what that's going to look like.
Yeah, it depends really how quickly it gets adopted and if there's any literal legislation around it.
Mhm.
I could see that. I could see legislation, like protecting workers from, allowing, the use of AI. I don't know. That's probably the only thing that could stop it at this point. But I think this is what I tell people. I have like 90, almost 90% of my viewers are men. A lot of get asked about, career paths, stuff like that. No matter what, no AI is going to come snake out your toilet or build cabinets for you or run HVAC
Okay.
or do building cabinet, or did I say building? Anyway, the
Mhm.
trades are going to be um they'll still be super strong even when a lot of these cush jobs are replaced.
Isn't it interesting though, because for so long the conversation has been around AI and automation eventually replacing a lot of the work that was more physically demanding. And people just assumed that artistic or intellectual driven or demanding work was always safe. Right?
Yeah, it's
That was pretty much everyone's assumption until about a year or 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, you looked at, just look at an Amazon fulfillment center.
Yeah.
You have these sprawl. If you've ever seen one, they are gigantic,
Mhm.
huge buildings that there's like 100 people that work in them. You know what I mean? Like it's mostly, AI and robotics and automation, and that's where people I think thought, oh yeah, AI is going to crush it. But yeah, I mean, they already have AI with the ability to write stories. There's going to be, I think, I don't know who said it. I don't know if Tim said this, but he's probably not that far off. Where he said there's going to be a point where like you're going to be able to iterate content on demand.
Oh yeah,
Like
Tim's been saying that all the time. For like
he's
the
not
past year,
wrong.
Tim's been saying that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's like, you're gonna be able to make a movie where you'll just tell you speak into your microphone, basically, hey, create a film where this character does this, and or make a version of Harry Potter, except where they have guns instead of wands. That's actually a famous, very funny YouTube video.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, people will just be able to throw anything they want together. I don't know how far off that is, but it certainly seems like a realistic possibility at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it won't, like it won't be this year, but it'll be in our lifetime.
I think
Where
so.
like
I think that's a very real possibility.
Yeah, so there'll be, I mean, I've often said, like if you look at how popular, if you're, I don't know if you're familiar with this space on YouTube, but are you familiar with what a VTuber is?
Yes, so they're basically people who use like Adobe Character Animate or some other similar software to make a animated puppet move in
Yeah.
their place. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think some of them even have, like, they hook stuff up to their bodies and they make them move and
Mhm.
do
Wow.
whatever, anything.
Mocap, yeah.
Yeah, but, like, that you're gonna see, like, I even say that with political commentary, like, there will be in my life, we already see, and I'm not gonna name names, but we already see even in, like, the conservative space, very clearly people who are hired, like actors who are suddenly political commentators. And and then the next iteration of that is, well, these VTubers will be able to look like real people, and they'll be able to iterate 1,000 videos in a day, never get burnt out, never get tired. Like, I am truly worried about, I'm 40.
Mhm.
I won't be completely replaced by AI on YouTube, but you already see, I think Warner Brothers signed an AI musician. I don't know how that even works. Some
Yeah.
corporation created it, and a lot of this stuff is, um, it's spooky.
I agree with you. I think one argument a person might make is, well, these AI celebrities or AI pundits aren't going to be successful because human beings want some kind of human connection. But I also think that humans at this point in time pretty much see other people as objects, especially with respect to our consumption habits. Like, we
Yeah.
don't, on average, care that much about the people doing virtual slave labor in the
Yep.
third world to put together the shiny crap that we buy from Walmart
Yep.
or any other department store. I actually don't think we value human connection, especially when it comes to the content we consume, as much as it's been made out to be the case. I really don't. And I
Yeah.
think that, yeah, I could totally see AI coming in and undermining what we would call that parasocial relationship between a content creator and their audience. There's an interesting phenomenon, which the data reveal, and that is veteran suicide rate increasing significantly over the years.
Hmm.
And there are a lot of explanations that have been proposed for that. I've heard some say, well, one of the reasons veteran suicide rate is higher today than it was in the past is because we're able to heal people from certain types of injuries that we couldn't heal them
Hmm.
in the past. And so there are more people coping with like greater traumas on some level. I don't know if I buy into that, but it's an interesting theory. Like, I
Yep.
guess you could say the probability of you surviving after you got, both your legs blown off is much higher today than it was back then. And maybe surviving that kind of trauma does make a person more likely to be suicidal. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I would
Yeah.
imagine part of what plays a role is just this culture of hopelessness.
Yes. So I just want to say one thing before we get into that. So forget. I want to shelve the hopelessness and
Mhm.
the veterans coming back, and then talk about real quick your grandfather being so young and fighting those wars. I feel like they would, and my grandfather doing his thing and his brother, and I feel like they would look at us and be so grateful that they would probably see as they fought these wars so we could not, right? And they're so happy that we're not, even though there are so many men and women out there fighting these ridiculous wars right now.
Yeah.
We're fighting a different, more insidious war that I see as like something happening on the inside. This like moral rot, right? That we talk about all the time. So it's a different thing. But I feel like those men are probably just happy that those kind of wars aren't happening. But they're also on the same flip side, probably like
For
totally
now.
dismayed. Totally dismayed at the culture for many other reasons. But then in terms of veterans coming
Yeah.
home and the PTSD, I think the VAs are. I hate to say it, but they're a failure. They fail a lot of these vets, and I just talked to a gentleman yesterday who's a vet, and his VA is completely failing him, and it's not rare, right? I told him this. I was like, it's so messed up that we only hear about the VAs not being great when it's election cycle, right? I only hear about the VAs
Yeah.
when someone's running for office. We're gonna fix the VAs, and then it's nothing, But we have so many veterans. We have so many veterans who are homeless that no one cares about, right?
Mhm.
And it's a lot, right? But then in terms of the people who come back disabled, uh, as much as I don't like a lot of technology, and I joke around that my wife and I will be Amish by a year, and I'll be completely off the grid. Technology is also amazing, and you see you see people like Elon Musk with the Neuralink. As much as I don't trust the Neuralink,
Don't do it.
uh, I would never do it. However, I will say you know, the way he's selling it, I will agree with. If you want to help a disabled vet, that is interesting to me. I would have a hard time saying no to that. However, the consequences of the longevity of a technology like Neuralink are evil, anti-human, right? And they want you to be this transhumanist, immortal being that's completely merged with technology that I don't agree with whatsoever. But like I would like to think we could help these vets, at least, who we've sent to unjust wars and get blown to bits. I just don't, I don't know if even our VA or our current system can even take care of them, because they're not taking care of them at all right now.